Welcome to the final episode of this series. Over the past 9 episodes, we have built a complete picture of Gemini CLI. From installation and core commands through coding workflows, plan mode, MCP servers, file and image automation, and subagents and skills. In this episode, we bring it all together. We are going to look at how Gemini CLI runs in production automation context, CI/CD pipelines, scheduled jobs, team workflows, and multi-step scripts that combine everything from this series. The through line is headless mode. Gemini CLI running without an interactive session as a component in a larger system. By the end of this video, you will have a complete picture of how to build reliable, repeatable automation with Gemini CLI at the center. So let's get into it. We covered headless mode in episode 8, but let's put the full picture together in one place before we move into CI/CD. Headless mode is triggered in two ways. Automatically when Gemini CLI runs in a non-TTY environment, a CI/CD pipeline, Docker container, or cron job, and explicitly when you pass the -p flag with a prompt. The -p flag is the reliable, unconditional way to invoke headless mode regardless of environment. Positional arguments also work, but only trigger headless when standard input or standard output is piped or redirected. Since -p is officially deprecated in favor of positional arguments, but remains the practical choice for guaranteed headless behavior in scripts, the current guidance is to use -p in automation and scripts until the docs fully transition. Here are the flags you will use regularly in headless automation. Output format JSON returns a single JSON object with three fields. Response for the model sensor, stats for token users and latency, and an optional error if the request failed. Pipe through jq-r.response to extract just the answer. Output format stream JSON returns new line delimited JSON events as they arrive, with typed event, init for session metadata, message for response chunks, tool use and tool result for tool activity, and result for the final aggregated outcome. This is what you consume in a monitoring script or CI dashboard. For approval mode, there are two useful options depending on how much access you want to grant. Approval mode YOLO auto approves all tool calls, shell commands, file writes, MCP tools, everything. The older YOLO flag is equivalent and still works, but the official docs now recommend approval mode YOLO as the unified modern form. Without one of these, any step that needs a tool confirmation will stall in a headless environment since there is no TTY to display the dialog. For pipelines that only need automatic file writes rather than full tool auto approval, approval mode auto edit is a more conservative option. It auto approves write file and replace operations but still gates shell commands and MCP tool calls. This is often the right choice for pipelines that generate documentation or output files, but shouldn't be running arbitrary shell commands. Exit codes for error handling, 0 success, 1 general API failure, 42 invalid prompt or arguments, 53 turn limit exceeded. Interactive Gemini CLI sessions authenticate via Google OAuth in the browser. That doesn't work in a CI/CD pipeline. For non-interactive environments, you have two primary options and the third for Google Cloud infrastructure. The simplest option is a Gemini API key. Set it as an environment variable in GitHub Actions. Store it as a repository secret and reference it in your workflow. This is the recommended starting point for most teams. The API key is tied to your Google AI Studio account and subject to its rate limits. For enterprise environment or where your organization restricts API key users, use a Google Cloud Service account with Vertex AI. Create a service account, assign the Vertex AI user role, download the JSON key file. In CI/CD environments, this credential file is typically stored as a secret and returned to disk during the pipeline run. One important note, if you have previously set Google API key or Gemini API key, you must unset them when switching to service account authentication. They take precedence and will override the Google application credentials path. One thing that catches teams when they first run Gemini CLI in a pipeline, the folder trust system. Gemini CLI can require folders to be explicitly trusted before it can run tools that access them. In an interactive session, it prompts you. In a headless environment, there is no prompt. If the folder trust feature is enabled and the folder is untrusted, the CLI throws a fatal untrusted workspace error and exits instead. To bypass the trust check in CICD, either pass the skip trust flag or set the Gemini CLI trust workspace true environment variable. Let's build a complete GitHub Actions workflow that runs an AI powered pull request review on every PR opened against the main branch. Let's walk through what's happening here. The workflow triggers on every pull request to main. We set Gemini CLI Trust Workspace to bypass the folder trust prompt and Gemini API key from a repository secret. We install Node.js. Gemini CLI requires Node.js 20 or higher, so any current LTS satisfies that requirement. The fetch depth 0 on the checkout step is important. It fetches the full Git history, which git diff origin slash main dash dash head needs to access the base branch. The default shallow clone would make that diff command fail. The key step git diff produces the PR diff, which is piped into Gemini CLI with dash p and the detailed review prompt. The output is redirected into review.md because a standard output is redirected. Headless mode triggers correctly. The final step reads review.md and posts it as a comment on the PR using the GitHub Actions API. Every PR now gets an automated AI review before a human looks at it. For production workflows, add error handling. Check the exit code after the Gemini step and fail the job explicitly if something went wrong. A security note worth adding for production use. This workflow passes the PR diff, which is untrusted external input, directly to Gemini CLI. A malicious contributor could craft a diff containing a prompt injection, instructions embedded in a code comment, or string literal that manipulates Gemini's output or behavior. For this review pattern, the risk is low since Gemini has no tool access and only writes to a file. But if you add MCP servers or approval mode YOLO to a similar pipeline, the risk increases substantially. We will cover that in the next section. Additionally, if your pipeline passes secrets or tokens to other steps, consider scoping them carefully. Pass GitHub token only to the steps that need it rather than making it available to every step in the job. The real power of Gemini CLI in production comes from combining features. Let's look at three patterns that bring together multiple episodes. From episode 7, MCP servers give Gemini access to external services. In a CI/CD pipeline, a GitHub MCP server means Gemini can read the full issue context alongside the code diff, not just the raw diff, but the issue it's fixing, the linked specifications, and the PR description. In a pipeline with the GitHub MCP server configured, the approval mode YOLO flag is needed here because the MCP tool calls requires auto approval in headless context. Security caution for this pattern: combining approval mode YOLO with untrusted input like a PR diff creates a meaningful prompt injection surface. A malicious diff could contain embedded instructions that cause Gemini to call unintended MCP tools. For production use, scope the MCP server's available tools as tightly as possible using include tools, and strongly consider running this step in a sandbox environment. Never run approval mode YOLO with MCP write tools enabled on untrusted input. From episode 9, Agent Skills package workflows into reusable procedures. In a CI/CD context, a security audit skill means every pipeline run applies the exact same security checklist, not whatever the model improvises. Commit your security audit skill to this in your repository. The skill is version controlled alongside the code it protects. When your security checklist changes, commit the updated skill.md and every future pipeline run uses the new procedure automatically. From episode 9, Subagents handle isolated, resource-heavy tasks in their own context windows. In a headless script, you can leverage this for parallel analysis across different concerns. A single headless call can instruct the main agent to delegate to multiple subagents. Each subagent works in its own context. The main agent synthesizes the results. You get a multi-dimensional analysis from a single command. A few operational patterns that matter when Gemini CLI is part of production system rather than a development tool. One thing worth knowing, Gemini CLI detects a CI environment by checking for the CI continuous integration or any environment variable with a CI underscore prefix. If any of these are present, the CLI assumes a non-interactive environment. This is usually what you want in a pipeline. It means you don't need to do anything special to trigger non-interactive mode, but it can cause unexpected behavior in local development if you have any CI underscore prefix variables set in your shell. If Gemini CLI unexpectedly runs non-interactive on your local machine, check for those variables. Design headless automation to be idempotent, safe to run multiple times without different results. This means always redirect output to a named file rather than standard output, so reruns overwrite rather than append. Check exit codes and log them. Don't let silent failures accumulate. For workflows that write back to a repository or external system, guard against duplicate writes. If the pipeline creates a GitHub comment, check whether one already exists before creating another. These are standard automation engineering principles, but they matter more with AI generated output because the content varies between runs even for identical inputs. From episode 4, Gemini.md provides persistent context that Gemini CLI reads at the start of every session, including headless ones. In a CI/CD pipeline, Gemini.md in the repository root means Gemini automatically knows your project's stack, conventions, and any pipeline specific instructions without you embedding them in every prompt. A pipeline aware Gemini.md section might look like this. When running in a CI pipeline, code review output should be in Markdown suitable for GitHub comments. Security findings should include file path and line number. Summaries should be concise, 3 paragraphs maximum. Do not suggest changes outside the scope of the diff provided. This guidance applies to every headless run automatically. Update it once, affect every future pipeline run. Now let's close the series by putting everything together as a coherent system. Episode 1 to 3 gave you the foundation, what Gemini CLI is, how to install it, and the core commands and keyboard shortcuts that make the interactive session productive. Episode 4 gave you Gemini.md, persistent context that follows every session, interactive and headless, so Gemini always know your project. Episode 5 and 6 covered the core coding workflows and plan mode, how Gemini CLI works through complex multi-step code tasks systematically. Episode 7 connected Gemini to your external systems via MCP servers, GitHub databases, internal APIs, making it aware of the world beyond your code base. Episode 8 covered how Gemini CLI handles files, images, and automation, document processing, image understanding, and the shell patterns that make it composable with any other tool. Episode 9 introduced Subagents and Skills, the system for delegating specialized work and packaging reusable expertise into version controlled, on demand capabilities. And this episode brought it into production. Authentication, folder trust, complete CI/CD workflows, and the patterns for combining all of the above into reliable, repeatable automation. The through line across all 10 episodes is the same idea. Gemini CLI is a programmable AI layer you can attach to any part of your development workflow. The features compound. MCP plus skills plus headless mode is more powerful than any of them alone. So that's the series, 10 episodes, the complete Gemini CLI feature set from first install to production CI/CD. If there is a topic you want us to go deeper on, a specific MCP integration, an advanced subagent pattern, a particular CI/CD platform setup, drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching. I am Aksa Zafar and on MLTude, I teach data science and machine learning in a simple step-by-step way. Practice a little and I will see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to MLTude for more AI and machine learning tutorials.